morning Anthony Allen, the deer hunt that changed my life. The deer hunt that changed my life, Anthony Allen.
Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, fellow guests, and fellow deer hunters, I'm here to share with you the deer hunt that changed my life. Every year about this time when the weather starts getting cold, everybody's talking about deer hunt. I think about when I was an 8-year-old boy, the Friday after Thanksgiving, 6 o'clock at night, I'm sitting around with the family. I couldn't wait to go to bed because I knew at 3 o'clock that next morning my daddy would get me up to go to the woods for my first big deer hunt. I had prepared all week for this deer hunt. The first thing I had to do was come up with a deer blind. For you that don't know what a deer blind is, it's where you get to hide yourself and hope the deer come and seek you out. I went to my neighbor's house and I borrowed a trash can that had wheels on it and a lid. I didn't want to carry it, so I wanted to make it roll easy. I went home, I got some nails put in there, found Daddy's hammer put in there, but I had to get some camouflage. I remembered Mama had a dress in her closet. She had already wore it for the year, so she wouldn't miss it. So I threw it in my trash can. I headed off to the woods. The woods was right behind my house. I walked about 20 to 30 minutes. I found the perfect tree. I nailed my trash can up there. I put the camouflage dress on it so the deer would get used to it being in the woods. I went back home. On Wednesday, I got to thinking, I had to cover up the body odor because the deer could smell you when you walk. I thought about it. I went, I got my deodorant. I went to Daddy's cabinet and got his cologne. And I needed a natural smell. I knew where Mom and Daddy kept the moonshine up underneath the sink. It was Uncle Frank's honeysuckle moonshine. It had that natural smell to it. I mixed it all together and I put it on my windowsill. Come Saturday, I'd have the perfect smell. It'd be fresh, clean, and nature's smell. Well, it was time to go to bed. I went to bed. I just couldn't wait till 3:30 in the morning. At 3:30 in the morning, my daddy come in there and he said, "Get up, son, get up. It's time to go to the woods." I jumped up, raised my window. I put my deodorant on me that I had mixed up. I was smelling fresh and clean. I was ready. I got dressed. I went by the kitchen. Mama had went to the store the day prior, and she bought the best breakfast anybody could ask for and put it in a backpack. I grabbed the backpack. Me and Daddy headed down the woods. Nothing but the moonlight guiding us down that dark trail. After about 20 minutes, we got to my tree. My daddy picked me up, set me in the trash can, and covered it up with Mama's camouflage dress. He didn't say a word about that dress. He just winked and smiled at me. I think he was glad it was out of the closet. I watched my daddy disappear down the moonlight trail. After a few minutes, he just disappeared. Well, I looked and looked. I was waiting for the deer to come a-running. But they never came a-running, so I sat back in my trash can, reached in the backpack to get my breakfast out my mama had put in there for me. It was a can of sardines, a half a pound of hoop cheese with a red rind on it, and a pack of crackers. I made a feast on it for about 30 minutes. Boy, that sure felt me up. So after I was full, I decided to take a nap. I laid down, took a nap. I woke up, looked outside the trash can, still no signs of a deer. And I remembered I had a snack up in my backpack. So I reached in, I got the moon pie and the RC Cola. Boy, that was a good snack. After I eat it, I raised up, I was ready to go hunt. I looked to the left, down the lane to the right, still no deer. Boy, I was starting to get bored. But then it dawned on me. A few years earlier, my mother had taught me a trick. She taught me how to do a deer call. You take your hand, you place them together, clap your finger, put your thumbs together, and you want to blow in it. I blew in it. It was perfect. And I got to thinking, I said, I'm going to do this. So I went, come here, deer. Come here, deer. I waited a few minutes and nothing, so I done it again. Come here, deer. Come here, deer. Come here, deer. And about the time I started to give up, I heard it. A twig pop. Boom, boom, boom. I looked. I heard a brush pile. It was a deer. It had long, perky ears, big brown eyes, big teeth, smiling at me, a dark tan. It was my girlfriend, Thelma. I said, Thelma, what are you doing here? She said, Big A, I heard you calling me, come here, dear. And now, every year after Thanksgiving, we meet at that old tree.